I watched Matt Dillahunty explain why people like me are tearing down the fabric of society and undoing all the work that atheists are doing to get along with theists and blah, 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 PC bullshit. So, here to set the record straight from the cynic's point of view. Religion is a mental illness. It's a series of confabulation, lies, delusion, and thought control, manipulation. It's bureaucratic, it's systematic, but it's also based on untruths, and it depends on the gullibility of insane people. It requires that people don't have the ability to think clearly, and it requires that you don't question and criticize your beliefs. So it plays on what somebody might naturally have somebody might be naturally predisposed, let's say, to have a wild thought and be convinced by their own brain. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a religious thought. It can be that there were aliens that abducted you and blah, blah, blah. And no matter what somebody tells you, you're not going to be convinced otherwise. That's a delusion, and that's a mental disorder. And that's a mental illness. And just because there are people that are walking around in society unmedicated and haven't been to any kind of therapy and call themselves sane, that doesn't mean they're sane. Every single person has a problem with their psyche. And if you're not in therapy, you're not fixing it. Okay? Every single person. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest guy on the planet. You've got something wrong with your psyche. You did some bad things in your past. Some bad things happened to you. And you haven't dealt with them yet. So you need to get into therapy. And don't tell the cynics like me that I can't tell sick people that they need to get medicine. Because what you're doing is enabling, which is a problem. What I'm doing is confrontation. It's an intervention, a medical intervention, if you want to call it that. You accuse people like me of being feeling superior and wanting to just shame everybody else because I feel bad about myself, that, you know, I have these beliefs that I can't justify or something like that. Okay. That might be it too. Yeah, I might have that motivation. I might be feeling superior every time I tell some dumb person that I'm smarter than them. But you got to remember that it's also the truth. And the truth hurts people's feelings. If you're an adult and you have an imaginary friend and you expect that imaginary friend to grant you magical wishes every single day, you have a mental disorder. If you told your doctor, your GP, that you were talking to yourself every single day and expecting magical wishes to be granted to you, then the doctor would try to talk you out of it. And if they couldn't talk you out of it, then they would recommend a psychiatrist or some counseling. But the only way you're going to find out about what's really screwed up about you is if you go to the doctor, right? So when I tell people that they have an imaginary friend and they're an adult and they shouldn't do that, they should grow out of it, and if they disagree with me, I direct them to go to their general practitioner. So I don't see what's wrong with that. It's medicine. When somebody has a broken leg, you take them to the hospital. You call them an ambulance. You don't just go, oh, that sucks, and then walk away, right? I'm not a doctor, so I can't fix the broken leg, and I can't diagnose them as having a broken leg, but I can see that they have a broken leg. and I know that they're hurt and they're in trouble and they need to get medicine. So when somebody is an adult and they walk around talking to themselves and expecting magic to happen, they're sick and they're a problem for society. And they need to grow out of what they're doing. They need to grow out of their behavior. And medicine is the best solution for that. Not punishing them, not humiliating them,